Hello and welcome back to our channel. I don't know about you, but I'm really enjoying September and this wonderful autumn weather. So here's another one of Morgana's amazing demos for you to enjoy, these beautiful fall berries. Just before the demo, a quick reminder that my book, Landscapes in Watercolour, is available from all good bookstores, and there's links in the description below. And I'm so excited because our new book, Flowers in Watercolour, is due to be published on the 14th of October in the UK, so keep an eye out.
Hello and welcome to Lois and Morgana Davidson Art. It's Morgana here, and today I'm sharing how to paint this simple, pretty scene of these bright red autumnal cherries painted using watercolour. This is the photograph that I used as a reference for today's painting, this lovely autumnal scene, which I downloaded from the website pixabay.com, which I'm sure, as you all know, is a fantastic website for finding all sorts of wonderful free-use reference photos. I'm beginning with my pencil outline already on the paper today. All you need is a basic outline of some leaves and cherries on a thin branch. I'm wetting the paper all over using a large brush because the first step today is to paint the background wet in wet. I'm adding colour with the brightest shades first. This is a lovely rich yellow made from a mix of raw sienna and cadmium yellow hue. Next I'm adding another favourite colour for autumn. This is burnt sienna, a great colour for autumn leaves and foliage, especially when combined with warm yellows or deep purples. I'm adding these very loose patterns of falling leaves into the backdrop of the painting, and you can see that by adding them into the paper while it's still very wet, we're getting these really nice soft outlines. This is ideal as I want these leaves to only be present in the background as sort of soft focus shapes rather than anything too bright or detailed that will draw the eye away from the focal point. To add depth and contrast, I'm using a nice blue for the background colour, as blue is of course the complement for orange, and we've got some lovely warm orangey shades here. This particular blue I mixed using ultramarine with a small amount of indigo, but as always these colours are merely a guide, and if you do happen to have a particular favourite paint you'd rather use instead of this colour, then do go ahead and use it. For this branch I'm adding a little bit of raw umber at this stage. This step isn't strictly speaking necessary, as we'll be adding most of the colour to the branch later on after the painting is dry. And if you find yourself with a very wet paper, which can happen with a wash like this, you can gently dab out the extra water using clean dry paper towel or tissue like I'm doing here. I'm also adding some spatter detail, wet and wet, so that these little paint droplets soften into the wet wash for a more delicate and hazy effect than if I added them whilst the paper was dry. Lastly, for this stage I'm also going to add some salt, which is going to bloom out as the painting dries and create a lovely flurry of soft pale marks. Leave the painting flat to fully and completely dry. I ended up leaving mine overnight, and this is how the salt turned out. Then brush away any remaining salt before beginning to work on the leaves. I'm using a size 3 round brush, and I'm adding colour to the leaves using some quite light watery paint that I can layer up if I need to. I'm using the same colours as I used before, so some burnt sienna mixed in with some cadmium yellow hue just to really enhance the brightness of these lovely rich classic autumn colours, and I'm very simply just following the outlines adding pops of colour into the leaves that I've drawn one by one. I'm also using raw umber to add some colour to the branch that the leaves and cherries are hanging from. I chose raw umber as I wanted quite a pale sort of neutral brown that was going to sit nicely in the background and allow the leaves and the bright cherries to become the focal point. Now that the leaves and branches are all finished and fully dry, I have removed the masking fluid, and the last step is to paint the cherries. I'm using two colours of red paint to try and achieve this lovely sort of depth and richness in the cherries. So I'm combining some Winsor red with a little bit of darker perylene maroon. I'm also leaving some white space around the tops of the cherries to capture that reflected light on their shiny surfaces. And I'll be repeating pretty much exactly the same process for each of these painted cherries, so I'm going to go ahead and speed up some of the painting footage just to show you the rest of them. So with that final cherry painted, it's time to leave everything to fully dry again before going ahead and removing the masking tape, revealing the finished painting. It's worth being aware that hot press paper like this that I'm using today can be a little more vulnerable to tearing than cold press when removing tape, so it does pay to be a little bit careful when you're peeling away the tape. And there we have it, that is today's finished painting. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, then please do feel free to check out my Patreon page using the link below, where you'll find lots of other similar tutorials. Don't forget that as well, Lois Davidson's fabulous book, Landscapes in Watercolour, is now available to buy from Order booksellers. Lots of fantastic watercolour tips and tricks and painting projects for you in there. So thanks again for watching, wishing you all a very wonderful week and of course very happy painting.